Good evening, campers, and welcome aboard the Starship Arborea. I'm Commander Exorcist. The Elite Dangerous Trailblazers update has been out for just under 2 weeks, and it's been quite a roller coaster ride. But how are things really holding up in the newly colonized regions of the galaxy? In this video, I'm going to take a look at the last 2 weeks and see what's been happening with the live beta, and talk about a few things that I would like to see brought to Trailblazers that could make life easier for everyone. Let's get to it. As always, if you enjoy my content, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more Elite Dangerous content, and leave a comment below to share your experience with the Trailblazers update. Now, Trailblazers hit the ground running on 26 February 3311, just a few hours before the monthly Frontier Unlocked livestream. The update, billed as a live beta, enables commanders to colonize their own star systems, which gives individual players the ability to mold and shape the structure of the galaxy to their personal desires. Very little information was released about the update prior to it going live, so most of what we know about its mechanics was learned the old-fashioned, Elite Dangerous way, by bashing our heads against the wall until it works. And for a while, it actually did work. Upon release, Trailblazers was a huge success, and Elite Dangerous has seen player numbers unseen since 2021. According to a Frontier post last week, and I covered this in my System Claims Suspended video, over 13,000 new stations have been added to the galaxy, and 8,000 star systems have been colonized. Those numbers are insane. But then something started to happen. It was small at first, but one evening it just really got out of control. Players started noticing that their status as system architect had been removed. The systems they had claimed and built stations in were no longer listed as claimed, or in some cases even showing evidence of colonization. There were also reports of exploits being used by players to build immense Coriolis or Orbis starports in a matter of minutes. So Frontier did the sensible thing and shut it all down. As of the recording of this video, commanders are unable to claim new star systems, but they can continue to build in previously claimed systems, that is, if they still have system architect status. Now, there's been no update since the system claim suspension, and nobody knows when we'll see that process come back online. Due to the immense effect that it's had on Trailblazers, basically bringing it to a halt, I expect that we'll hear an announcement from Frontier before it goes back online, whether that's with the, like a regular Thursday maintenance or a standalone patch. I don't expect that program to just randomly come back online without any kind of fanfare. Now, Elite Dangerous has a long history of taking extremely simple or common tasks and adding award-winning levels of complexity to them. And at first glance, it seemed that Trailblazers had launched without any of these challenging mechanics. That's challenging. But we were sadly mistaken. A few days after launch, the first reports of construction points emerged from the void. These are points needed to build different settlement types in a system. For example, while most surface settlements need 1 or 2 points, some of the larger orbital installations can require up to 6. And how do you get these points? Well, it's kind of easy. You just build more stuff. You want to build an orbital? Sorry, you don't have enough construction points for that, Commander. So you're going to have to build a surface installation first. But then you notice you don't have enough points to build a surface installation. So you have to build an orbital first. And then the cycle goes on and on. Now, while I'm not a fan of arbitrary limitation mechanics like this one, I can see why they did it. It's to prevent us from spamming Coriolis-sized stations throughout the galaxy. It's a mechanic that works, although it's a bit annoying for solo commanders trying to manage a system by themselves, kind of like me. For example, as of the recording of this video, I still need to finish 1 orbital installation and 2 ground settlements before I'll have enough points to build the Orbis of my dreams. Outside of the growing list of bug fixes already being addressed by Frontier, I have a few things that I would personally like to see brought to Trailblazers that could make it more interesting and more intuitive for commanders managing construction efforts. Now, at its core, Trailblazers is a hauling update. Let me say that again. This update is all about hauling. So if you can't stand hauling, this update is not going to be for you. In this instance, though, Trailblazers takes hauling and cargo moving, the whole thing, and gives it an additional purpose outside of managing numbers on a spreadsheet or balancing our credit accounts. Each new installation requires a set amount of materials to be delivered before that station is built. The list of materials is updated in real time on the system map. But there's no way that I've been able to find an easy access to the list of materials from the system architect view. Trailblazers desperately needs a build planner similar to what Space Engineers has, where all of the materials needed for a build are somehow highlighted in the commodities market and visible in more than one location for the system architect. For example, in the galaxy map when I pull up my list of colonies. Now, this is a small visual issue, but I'd also like to see some evolution of my builds as I deliver goods. I was a little bit disappointed when my station hit 50% and it was the same pile of boxes on the ground. And it wasn't until I delivered the last 5 bananas that it suddenly spawned into an active settlement. I think it would be cool to have the layout change slightly at 50 and 75% to show that we're making progress. And like I said, this is a small visual issue that if it ever comes would need to be done well after a lot of the problems that with like the missing architects and other things are solved. So overall, Trailblazers has a lot of potential. When it works really well. And it's a really cool update. It's cool to see a station come to life that you've spent so much time working on. But unfortunately, there's a long way to go before it's truly a stable system that can help us achieve that vision of reaching out across the galaxy. So, in closing, I'll say this. Frontier is watching, and they are listening. They're scouring the forums, watching Twitter, ex-Twitter, stalking Discord. They're probably camped outside my house at the moment anyway. The point is that we should take the time to clearly articulate any problems that we have with the update so that they can address these problems. And we need to do this now, since this is a live beta. This is the time for us to get mechanics adjusted before it's considered complete, and it becomes much more difficult for us to change things in the future. So that's going to be it, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me for this Trailblazers update. I'm Commander Exorcist. Take care, fly safe, and I will see you out there. Good night, everybody.